Hello, my name is Vince Williams, and I'm the Director of Business and Entrepreneurship with the YWCA Metropolitan Chicago. And joining me tonight is Ramirez.
Romero.
Romero, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
And we're here to talk about some of the programs and upcoming events at the YWCA Economic Empowerment Institute we'll be putting on over the next few months. The YWCA Metropolitan Chicago is located in 9 locations throughout Chicagoland. Our facilities in the Woodlawn area, 6600 South Cottage Grove Avenue, focuses on sexual violence support services, domestic violence support services, workforce development, child care advocacy programs, as well as financial literacy and, again, workforce development. Letty, thanks again for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Vince.
Excellent. I'd love if you'd be able to share with us and the audience some of the activities, events, and programs that you particularly work on in our Economic Empowerment Institute.
Okay, so I am the Economic Empowerment Coach for the Transportation, Distribution, and Logistics program. So I actually facilitate a 12-week training program that enables youth between the ages of 18 to 24 have an idea or get an idea of a good career pathway with sustainable living wages. So it's a really good opportunity for, let's say, somebody who's been working maybe as a stock clerk at Walgreens or at Walmart, but this is kind of a higher level of training because it's a training to learn the functions of the transportation, distribution, and logistics industry. So within the class, they learn a lot about the different types of companies that actually are subsets, or as for example, the distribution is a subset of transportation. Mm-hmm. As a logistics, the distribution is to logistics. So there's a lot more going on behind the scenes besides being a truck driver. So a lot of people, when they think transportation, they think, oh, I want to be a truck driver. But there's so much more, and there's a whole gamut of employment opportunities and career growth for these individuals. So in the year 2023, it's going to be a $15 trillion industry.
Wow.
So if they start now, they have a really great potential and opportunity for growth and
Absolutely.
Earning potential as well.
Okay. Can you tell the audience a little bit more about how someone would go about finding more information on how, if they qualify for this program, and then maybe even list some of the partners that we work with
Certainly.
For that?
Certainly. So we've actually partnered with Uber Freight, who actually accommodated us with a whole day of the whole gamut of what they do with their company. So we had our students come in. They had questions for them, and they were really intrigued with the industry as they learned so much about it. So what an individual has to do is contact the YWCA Metropolitan Chicago, and also they can email me at Leticia.Romero, YWCAChicago.org.
Okay.
And I'll be happy to contact them personally and give them more insight as to what is needed for the program. It is a program that's available to individuals between the ages of 18 and 24. And it is an eligibility program, so we do have to pre-screen for eligibility.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's not difficult, it's not timely.
And I'm sorry, does that require a GED, or does it require a high school diploma? What type of pre-screening options
so
are there?
it does require a GED or a high school diploma.
Okay.
These individuals will also get a certification in OSHA 10.
Oh, that's incredible.
Which is a 2-day training, and they also obtain a forklift certification. And
nice.
so throughout the program, there's so many things that we actually expose them to, so that their opportunity for employment is greater as if they had no exposure to the industry at all.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then you mentioned an organization like Uber Freight, which has been an incredible disruptor in the industry, if you will, on various levels. And so to think that this organization now is looking to create this consistent pipeline to new talent
Absolutely.
that would essentially now be able to sustain the industry and keep them going. What
Absolutely.
would be some other partners?
So McDonald's is another partner.
Outstanding, yeah, another credible
Fresh
name.
Foods, to name a few. Off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I don't remember quite right now.
Yeah.
But we do have a various amount of partners that work with us, and we actually just had a graduation. We had 8 students, all 8 graduated and successfully
phenomenal.
completed.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Successfully completed the course, and they were just so happy because they were some were out of work, some did work and have, part-time jobs. But this enabled them to know their talent and to recognize their ability to be able to move forward in a career pathway. So it's a great thing because a lot of times some individuals, they won't realize their talent until somebody brings it out. So fortunately, this program is there for that.
I love that. I love that. So you also mentioned that it's a 12-week program. And so can you break it down into, or tell us a little bit more in the audience about how each week of the program, is it 5-day, they're in classroom setting? Are they actually hands-on internship type of opportunity?
Certainly.
And then maybe is it the first 1 to 2 weeks that they are working on the basics, and then it's a progression?
Correct. So the first weeks is soft skills training, also as well as interview and job search skills, as well as they do assessments in terms of their digital literacy. And again, these individuals aren't even aware of their talent. And when they
Absolutely.
realize what they can do, it really motivates them to keep going. So that's the classroom. The classroom training is 4 weeks.
4 weeks of that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have what's...
And is that an 8 to 4
So that's the
o'clock,
first
or-
week is soft skills training, the first 4 weeks, and then the fundamentals of the industry, transportation, distribution, and
Okay.
logistics.
So getting your
So it's really
foundation
the
together.
foundation. So it's
Yeah.
really the first 8 weeks, and then the last 4 weeks, we identify employers who were willing to give these young adults the opportunity to be exposed to the industries. So we had companies that actually allowed our students to get a paid work experience.
Oh, wow.
So we are funded, federally funded through the WIOA programs, which is the Workforce Innovation Opportunities Act. And so it's, again, it's a great program available for individuals 18 to 24 years of age. So they do these 4-week experience, and then at the end of the training, then the employer decides if these are a good fit for the company, and
So
it has to be a good
their work
fit.
culture, they test
Their work
if they're-
culture, right,
The
their-
opportunity is there for them to.
Correct. And if it's a good fit, they make an offer. So
Outstanding.
yeah, so it is great. And even if they're not chosen, at least they have that background and that experience, and they know what to expect
Absolutely.
with another employer. So currently, we did get some job offers for 4 of our individuals, but unfortunately, they're long distance. So what we're doing is we're working with employers in the area so that we can help them get to and from their
Sure.
job.
To
Because
curb
that
the
is
amount of time or the distance
That's
it
correct,
takes to
because-
actually get to that location.
yeah. So what happens is if they're on public transportation, it's not accessible. That could be a problem.
Okay.
So yeah, we provide a stipend for those individuals who show their motivation. We also
Outstanding.
provide transportation supportive services. We actually even took our young adults to get interview clothes. So it was a really good experience for them because it was kind
Absolutely.
of, yeah, it was like an assignment where they would go and they'd say, what do you think you should select for an interview?
Yeah.
So the coaches were helping them, and it was
Yeah.
a great experience for all of them who
That's
had not
phenomenal.
even explored that at all. So it was
I
a
wish I would have had that at that age,
Exactly. So we had a
Someone
really
to tell
good-
me actually how to tie a tie, maybe I would have had one on.
Exactly. So, they just need the motivation and the support of someone who, of the program. And the program really, really gave it to them and showed them that it is possible for you to gain a sustainable job opportunity
Absolutely.
if you commit it and if you really work at it. So
And so essentially giving them this opportunity to change their lives, their career paths, by teaching them these success skills and then putting them in kind of mock situations, if you will, but at the same time paying them. So they're receiving a stipend. So it's almost a win-win
it's
for
absolutely
everyone
a
involved
win-win
with it.
for everybody involved, and
Yeah.
of course more so for the young adults, because they gain that knowledge and they gain that self-confidence,
Absolutely.
and to know that you can accomplish that, it's a big accomplishment for them.
That's
You know,
phenomenal.
just to see how happy they were at the end of the program and how much more confidence they had in themselves. It was just, the energy was just so beautiful to see that they were so happy with what they had accomplished.
That's amazing. That's really, really great.
Thank you.
Can you also share a little bit more about once they've completed the classroom portion of it, and then they're in these internship type opportunities? Is there ongoing coaching and training to maybe this is the first time that they've had to, in that type of environment? Do you continue to work with them to,
Absolutely.
as an advocate for,
Yes,
for this type of
absolutely.
work?
Because the training is completed doesn't mean we just, cut them off from services.
Yeah.
We do work with them, and we are still working with them, actually. We provide resume assistance, and we are actually going to have a session of mock interviews. We're just trying to get the employers together and set it to see which date would be, feasible for the employers to all make it at once. So it's
Outstanding.
going to be a great opportunity for them as well. It gives them interview experience and, again, builds their confidence even more. So we are looking forward to having that opportunity
That
for them as
component
well.
to it, yeah.
So they're in the program, and as long as they're in the program and they keep communication with their career culture, with our developer Dana Anthony, we will be there for them. And as long as they are able to be communicated with through email or phone numbers, and if they can leave contacts of
So if they
additional.
keep their contact information current with you, they'll be able to still utilize the services in the future and then take it
Absolutely.
forward from there.
And we reach out to them. When we see an opportunity, we'll call them and say, hey, come in, we're
Absolutely.
going to work with you, and we're going to have an interview scheduled
Yeah,
for
that's
you.
pretty amazing. That's
Thank you.
actually really great. Can you share also what has been some of the feedback that you've received from the participants? Is this truly life-changing for them? You mentioned how you've seen some of the smiles on their face and the life-changing things. But
Yes, absolutely. So the first week we got to know each other, got acclimated to one another, and we had a few individuals, tell everybody a little bit about their story, and some love music and love to rap. I said, okay, I'm going to give you a challenge. And so the challenge is we're gonna pick a note, and on that note, we're gonna have transportation, distribution, and logistics. And let's see how good you are at music. So each of the groups picked out one, and the individuals that picked out their industry, they had to create a rap song.
Oh, I love it.
So it's then we got this. They were
Yeah.
so happy, and they did a phenomenal job.
Outstanding.
And we will have that soon for you to
So each
review.
group was able to kind of create their own little freestyle type.
Exactly, and not only that, it gives them
Absolutely.
the opportunity to remember what they've learned,
Absolutely.
and and it was great because everything that they said in the rap song, it was identified with each of the industry, the transportation, distribution, and
And the logistics side of it.
Yeah, so
I
it was
love
great.
that.
It was
Great way of incorporating the core topics of what it is they're doing, but also implementing what I think this generation is able to adapt to.
Exactly.
And really take it more to heart and become passionate
Right.
about
And
exactly
I guess
what
it
it
lets
is
them
they're
know
doing.
that we listen, that we hear them as well. That we listen to them and we're
Absolutely.
aware.
Yeah.
So and they really enjoyed it after the graduation. Some brought their parents with them, and it was just a very proud moment for them and for us as well. We were happy to see that happen.
Absolutely. That has to be rewarding. If you don't mind sharing with us, what's your passion behind it? Do you just, is this, as a coach, as an economic empowerment coach, if you will, is it working with these young adults, seeing them change their lives, their careers? Can you share with our viewers?
Absolutely. So I entered the industry a little over 15 years. And I've always had a passion for helping individuals.
I love that.
And I still have the same passion. It's not, dwindled or anything. And when I received this job, I knew that it was something that I would love to do. And especially for young people, because they have a voice and they're not sure how to use it sometimes.
Yeah.
So that when they know that somebody's listening, they are more apt to be able to vocalize issues, or if they need further assistance, or we need to do more referrals, and just let them know we're there and genuinely know that we care.
Absolutely. It's almost a safe space for them.
Absolutely.
And today, with so many things that really fight for our attention, from the cell phones to smartphones to television, song, dance, things like that.
Exactly.
Being able to provide them with this is kind of, that's absolutely amazing.
And just to see their faces at the end of it is so rewarding, just knowing that you did your job and you gave them that hope that they need, and the support that they need to know that they can do anything they want if they apply themselves to it.
Absolutely. So if you don't mind me asking too, can you share a little bit more information on the three segments, if you will? So transportation, just for some of the viewers that may be out there that may think that that is just about truck driving. And then the distribution side, is that just about the packaging that's going there? And then how do you actually define the logistics side of it? So TDL. Can you give a little bit more of a breakdown?
So the
of those
logistics
three?
is more of the planning and more the most efficient way to get from point A, the product from point A to point B. So logistics, we have to find out, what freight to use, what time is most effective. Is there going to be traffic? Are they going to make the delivery on time? So there's a lot behind that in the planning and scheduling of the product.
So the behind the scenes,
Behind the
if you will,
scenes,
of it.
if you will. It's very interesting. It's very interesting to think that you go to and this is something that they did express. You go to the store and you buy shoes, they don't just appear there. There's a big process, and that's what we learned, and it's so much more
wow.
interesting
Yeah, absolutely.
to know what, how these got here.
The back end
The
of,
back
of
end
it all,
of it.
how
So
is.
yes.
Okay, so that's the logistics side of it.
Yes.
Tell us about the transportation side. Would you?
So the transportation side.
You said they learned to drive a forklift
They
and actually got certified to be able to do this.
Yes,
going
so
forward?
proud. So we took them. They had to.
Did you get in there and drive the truck? The
No,
forklift?
thank you. Not that I don't trust myself, but
Yeah.
so they did. They did the full class. They had an OSHA training as well there.
Uh-huh.
And at the end, they actually did work on the forklift.
And
They actually
OSHA,
did
I'm sorry, occupational safety
hazardous. Yes.
Okay.
So so they actually did drive the forklifts,
Is that right?
and that's how they got
It's
certified.
amazing.
Yes.
You
so,
always see that happening.
Yes.
They're like at the local stores or so, and you say, is that very difficult?
Right.
But I can imagine.
and it's not as easy as it looks.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, but they made it. So they were very, very happy about that. So in the transportation, so if there's like materials that have to come from Russia, from China, so we have to find the most effective flights. Is it going to be, flown or from anywhere else? If it's going to require, coming in on a train, the cargo boxes,
Yeah.
from the cargo
The type of
boxes,
shipping containers.
the type of shipping
everything.
containers, and
If it's feasible to go on this type of transportation purposes, if
Right.
it has to be refrigerated, I mean, I can only imagine all the
Right.
different things that go into.
Exactly. And so so that was a transportation. And of course, the distribution is having the finished product delivered to the warehouse where it's going to be stored, so that if there's a demand for the product from the store, it goes from the distribution to to the
So the
store,
distribution
and then
center to the store,
to the customer.
Wow. Okay. Absolutely amazing at each of the different components that really goes into that. I would also think that with some of the changing marketplace, which what's happening here in the greater Chicagoland area, that we're seeing a really nice increase in O'Hare. So I would think that that means that we're going to really be a large transport or distribution hub. So transportation, distribution, and logistics hub. So this particular type of pathway or career pathway is now.
Absolutely.
This is the
Start now.
future. Yeah.
Start now, because
Knowing that
as I said, in 2023, it's going to be a
2023.
$15 trillion industry.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
you imagine, they start now.
Be at
You
the
have
forefront of that now.
right. And they're well aware of it, and they're like, we can't wait to get started. You have to start somewhere. You have to pay your dues, but there's going to be a lot of potential and growth potential there for them.
That's outstanding. So tell me some other ways, and if you can share with our audience, how would someone that's interested, if we know of a family member, a friend, that would want to take advantage of this, what would be the best way for them to get in touch with you? Is there an email address that we can share with them, or a telephone number, or even just a web page or so that they can go to as well to find out more
Certainly.
information?
So they can go to www.ywcachicago.org, and the website has the myriad of services that we have to offer. We're the employment piece, and so you can either do that, or you can email Leticia, Leticia .Romero at ywcachicago.org.
Okay.
And again, I'll be happy to get back to you if you want to leave your email address or a phone number. I will get back to you just as soon as time permits, and that's usually within hours or 24 hours at most.
That's phenomenal. That's great. And then the actual their cohorts of classes that you have for this, do they start every month, every other month? You said that it's a 12-week program, so every 12 weeks this cycle
So
will repeat
we will
itself?
have 2 cohorts a year, because
Okay.
there's planning involved,
Absolutely.
the logistics, if you will.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we
As
will,
well as I'm sure getting the
yes.
partners on board.
So our next cohort starts August 19th. So we have to have.
Okay, that's coming up quickly here.
Yeah, seats are limited, so if you would please try to contact as soon as possible so we can get you in and get you screened for eligibility, and then we'll let you know what the next step would be.
That's outstanding, outstanding. Is there anything else you'd like for us to know, Letty, about the program or about some of the other services that you have on the horizon?
Yes, so we are the employment team, so we do have other cohorts, and all that information will be provided when they come in for the orientation. And so YWCA, of course, if you go on their website, you will see the wonderful services that are offered to all individuals. Now, this is a co-ed program, so it's not just for ladies or females.
So this is for the community.
This
It
is
involves
for the
in
community, yes.
And it's anyone around Chicagoland, if they can get to the location.
Anybody who resides in Cook County is more than welcome to come
More than
in
welcome to be a part
and
of that.
visit us, yeah.
That's outstanding. Well, thank you so much, Letty,
I
for
appreciate it.
all
Thank
of this
you.
information here. Again, the YWCA at Metropolitan Chicago is a phenomenal organization that provides economic empowerment for the communities that they serve, and not just the women that receive some of the services that we have. My name is Vince Williams, the Director of Business and Entrepreneurship and the Director of the Small Business Development Center at the YWCA. To find out more about the services that we offer, please reach out to us at www.ywcachicago.org. Again, that is www.ywcachicago.org, or you can email us at Economic Empowerment Institute, that's Economic Empowerment Institute, at ywcachicago.org. ywca.org.